Mega Man has a lot of great music. In fact, it's so well known for its great music that some people even refer to Mega Man as Rock Man. I'm pretty sure it's because Mega Man's music rocks or something, but whatever, that doesn't matter. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the best song from every Mega Man game, 1 through 11. Or, I guess we won't be taking a look at every song because, well, it's audio, but you know what I mean. Mega Man 1, the first Mega Man game ever created, probably has the weakest soundtrack out of the entire classic series. That's not to say this soundtrack is bad or anything. I actually like Mega Man 1's soundtrack for the most part, but let's be real, it is a bit weak when compared to, well, every other classic Mega Man game. Also, just to be clear, I originally was never going to make this video because I don't know how I'm supposed to present Mega Man music, but the top comment on the past 80% of my Mega Man videos is somebody asking me to make this specific video, so I guess we'll figure it out as we go. And for the one guy wondering, no, we're not going to be covering Mega Man Powered Up or any of its stupid music. Starting off though, we have Mega Man 1's beautiful title screen theme song. This is just a banger. I mean, not much to say about this song overall, but if you don't have this one on your Mega Man music YouTube playlist, then there might be something the matter with you. The stage select theme is iconic, but I can't say much about it other than that. Or, well, I guess I could, but I don't want to. Cutman's theme, on the other hand, is a certified hood classic. This is probably the song most likely to get stuck in your head while playing this game, and it's also very fitting being in Cutman's level. I don't know anything about like music theory or really anything about music at all, so I know I lack the vocabulary to properly articulate what I mean, but you guys agree this song fits this level, right? Like if this song was on a Lekman's level, it just would not be the same. Speaking of a Lekman's theme, this is just Journey. It sounds good, but it feels wrong. There are tons of other YouTube videos that go over this song and how it sounds like several other famous music tracks, but I honestly do not care all that much, so go watch those videos if you want to learn more about that. Iceman's theme, on the other hand, is one that I think perfectly fits the level for what it's supposed to do, but I don't enjoy listening to it. It's not awful or anything, I mean, it's still Mega Man music, but I don't have any plans to listen to this outside of Iceman's level. On the other hand, I'd say the exact opposite about Fireman's theme. This song is awesome, and you've heard it in the background of many of my YouTube videos, but if you showed this to someone who has never played Mega Man before and asked them to guess what kind of level this song was designed for, then there's no way they would say it's a fire level. I'm not sure what they would guess because it's not like this song sounds like an ice level, but regardless, this one is a banger for sure. Bomb Man's theme is also pretty decent, but again, I don't think anyone could guess what kind of level this song was designed for, not because the song doesn't fit or anything, I just don't think bomb-themed levels are on the front of anyone's mind when guessing stuff like that. In all seriousness though, I do think this song is one of the more fitting songs in this game, and it's very catchy as well. It's not my favorite song by any means, and maybe it's a little bit too slow, but either way, this song is the bomb. Well, no, it's not, but I had to say it. Gutsman's theme is probably the most underrated from this game because I've seen a lot of people hate on it, but I personally really like this one. I don't listen to this song in long car rides or anything like that, but compared to most of the other songs in Mega Man 1, I feel like Gutsman's theme is great. I guess you could complain about those moving platforms making that weird noise as they move through the air, but you know what? I actually like that weird noise, so I don't care. Gutsman's theme may be my favorite out of the 6 Robot Masters, but it's not my favorite from Mega Man 1. There are still 2 more Dr. Wily's themes as well as an ending theme, but the ending theme is just a worse version of Mega Man 2's title theme, so it would be weird to choose that one as the best. Dr. Wily's Castle Theme 1 plays in level 1 and 2, while the other castle theme plays in levels 3 and 4. I used to prefer the later castle theme that you hear now because it's kind of low-key and seems to set a tone that fits beating the game, but nowadays I really like the other Dr. Wily theme quite a lot. I can't exactly explain to you why I like it so much other than the fact that I think it sounds good and I don't see people talk about this song nearly as much as the others, but this is my video, so really I don't have to give you an explanation at all. And as you've seen the past couple of months, I don't even have to upload. But anyway, in case you couldn't tell, I'm nominating Wily's Castle Theme 1 as the best song from Mega Man 1. Mega Man 2, more like Mega Man 2 good, am I right? Mega Man 2 probably has one of the most notoriously amazing soundtracks on the entire NES, with pretty much every single track being a banger. Even the humble menu theme is an absolute undeniable classic, and same goes for the stage select screen. They didn't even need to make 2 different songs for those scenarios, but they did, and both songs are better than 95% of the tracks from Mega Man 1, which is something that's going to become a trend with Mega Man 2's music. There is also not a single mid or or bad song in this entire game, as we're all about to see. I mean, here. Woodman's theme used to be one I wasn't a huge fan of, but even this song is a banger. It's catchy, it sounds good, and it even fits Woodman's stage better than any of the songs in Mega Man 1 fit their levels. Airman's theme is another one that's maybe a little bit underappreciated in comparison to the rest, but I love Airman's theme. Again, it feels fitting for what it is, and somehow along with being fairly catchy, but maybe I'm biased since I like Airman's level so much already. Flashman's theme is one of the coolest 8-bit songs I've ever heard in my entire life, as it once again manages to perfectly hit the feeling of being in this strange underground level, which is even more impressive considering how unique this level looks. I mean, you would think the more unique a level is, the harder it would be to make a fitting song, but Flashman's level makes it look easy. Crashman's level is maybe the only one in the entire game where the song doesn't seem super related to the level itself, but Crashman's theme is one of the most famously catchy songs in this game, so it gets a pass. Plus, Crashman's level looks really weird and changes a lot as you progress, so I'm not sure any song would really feel fitting here. Bubbleman's theme is one that's grown on me a lot over the years. I've never hated this song or anything, but I used to not be a huge fan of it, but the more I've played it over the years, the more I enjoy this song. Did I just say over the years twice? Oh god, I think I did. No, it's 3 times. This song is very relaxing and really fits the whole underwater vibe they were going for, but more importantly, I like it. Heatman's theme is another one that I adore. Obviously, it sounds like a fire level theme song, which is a huge plus, and I really just like how it sounds, but I don't seem to see a lot of love for this one online. Same thing goes for Metal Man's theme. This is one of the coolest tracks in the entire game, and somehow it manages to fit the theme of Metal Man's conveyor belt factory, but only one other human being I've ever seen appreciates this song, and his name is Duckfist, the speedrunner. So shoutouts to Duckfist because I like this song too. Quickman's theme, on the other hand, is one that everyone knows and loves. Sometimes when a video game track becomes extra popular, it starts to get annoying and lose its charm, but Quickman's theme is one of the only examples of this not being the case. All Mega Man 2 players will tell you this is one of the best songs in the entire game, and somehow magically it's never a letdown. That shouldn't really matter for this video, but I bring up this point because of the Wily Castle theme 1. This is of course one of the best pieces of NES music of all time, but the problem is everyone already knows that. This song may be more famous than Mega Man 2 itself, which is absurd. And I know you think I'm joking, but here's a clip of it being played at a sports event, and as far as I'm aware, probably most of those guys don't play Mega Man 2, but who knows. Anyway, I'm not gonna say this song is overrated or anything because it certainly deserves the praise it gets, but I'm not gonna pick this as the best song because it's by far the most popular, and honestly, it's not even my favorite. I will say though, the other Wily Castle theme is way worse. I hate this theme, which of course only leaves the title theme. You might be thinking, hey, you just said you didn't want to pick Wily Stage 1's theme because it was too popular, so what's the big idea with picking one of the most famous video game theme songs of all time, huh? Well, actually, I said I didn't pick the Wily song because it's not my favorite, and this one is my favorite, so I hope that clears things up. In all seriousness, I don't know how you could listen to this song and not enjoy it. First of all, the beginning remixes the ending theme to Mega Man 1, which is a great callback, but more importantly, this song gets way better once we see old Mega Man there at the top of the tower. If you're asking me, this is the best Mega Man theme song in the entire series for a multitude of reasons. If you prefer one of the other songs in Mega Man 2 though, I completely understand because this game is full of bangers. But if you try to tell me some other Mega Man game has a more banger theme song than Mega Man 2, my mods will ban you. I'm serious. Anyway, Mega Man 2's theme song is by far the best song from Mega Man 2. Mega Man 3 has the only theme song in the entire series that anyone has dared compare to Mega Man 2's legendary theme song. This theme song is certainly great, but you would be insane to put it anywhere above second best. Mega Man 2's theme song is the best, and I'm tired of seeing people say otherwise. I fought online with far too many people on the forums back in '95 about this issue, and I'm certainly not about to let people continue this battle any further. But anyway, the theme song isn't even the best song from Mega Man 3, so let's move on. The stage select screen is surprisingly a banger though, and I'm not just saying that because Mega Man's eyes can move around, okay? Hard Man stage, on the other hand, has some music that's very hard to listen to. Okay, well, that's not true, but it's certainly not the best music for Mega Man 3. Gemini Man's theme, on the other hand, is another one I'm not the biggest fan of, but you would be crazy to say this theme doesn't fit the level. I don't hate this song at all, just to be clear. I just don't enjoy it as much as some of the others, but despite that, I gotta give it credit for potentially being the most fitting song in Mega Man 3 for its level. But maybe we can cover that hyper-specific topic in in another video. Magna Man's theme is actually one I really like, but I think it's a good example to look at Mega Man 3's style of music. Again, I don't really have the music theory-backed vocabulary for this, so I apologize if I botched something, but all of Mega Man 3's music has a unique style to it that I honestly do not like as much as Mega Man 2's music. It's not bad or anything, I don't want it to sound like I'm complaining, but having a unique style of music over the whole game is a trend we'll continue to see, and Mega Man 3's style is just one that is not my favorite personally. Again, Magna Man's theme is still pretty decent, I do not think it's bad at all, but there's just something about it that rubs my eardrums just the wrong way, and I do not like it. Needleman's theme is another one that reeks of Mega Man 3's unique music style, but I actually really enjoy Needleman's theme. The way this one was composed makes all the things that normally bother me about Mega Man 3's music style sound kind of good somehow, which is something I cannot help but appreciate. Though I will say, this song is kind of stressful somehow, like it makes me feel as though I'm about to get hit by an enemy projectile or that I'm lower on health than I really am. But I guess that could just be PTSD from dealing with these stupid rolling spiky idiots. Shadow Man's theme is another one that really makes Mega Man 3's music style sound so great. This song has a much faster tempo than a lot of the others and has a more determined tone than the others as well. Perhaps I just like this song because it fits the level more, but I don't think that's why I like it. I think I like it because it sounds good when I listen to it. Top Man's theme is probably the most medium in the entire game. It's not bad and it's certainly catchy, but I don't think anyone is going to say this is the best song from Mega Man 3. Well, at least I won't. Spark Man's theme, however, is probably one of the most underrated songs from this game. I don't think I've ever seen anyone praise this song, so I'll do the honors and say this song is amazing. It doesn't necessarily fit Sparkman's level, but it doesn't clash with it either. It's honestly just a great song and a great addition to Mega Man 3's soundtrack, but there is one more Robomaster theme that I like even more, being Snake Man's theme. Seriously, this is the most fitting song in the entire game for the level other than maybe Gemini Man's theme, but Snake Man's theme is also a certified banger. One of the biggest challenges you have to face when playing Snake Man's level is not getting distracted by these sick tunes playing in the background. Just like when you see those snakes and baskets in real life, this stage hypnotizes you with its music in hopes of killing you. But luckily for us, the stage is not that hard, so it should not be a successful hypnosis. I will say though, as great as this song is, it's still not my favorite music track from Mega Man 3. In fact, we still have a few more tracks to go through before we finish perusing the soundtrack. First of all, there's a song whenever you get a weapon that's surprisingly great and makes you feel determined to take on Dr. Wily's castle. Speaking of Dr. Wily's castle, it actually has 3 separate theme songs that slowly get worse and worse. The first theme song is by far the best, and it's one you've certainly heard in the background of a lot of my videos. Unless, of course, you aren't subscribed, in which case, what are you doing? Wily's Castle theme 2 is a little bit worse than the original, but it's still really good and honestly a bit underrated as far as Mega Man 3's music goes. And Wily's Castle Stage 3 is the worst. It's still not bad or anything, but this is clearly meant to set a tone that the game is about to end and not for you to listen to in the car on the way to buy a Whopper. But you know what? None of those 3 are my favorite songs either, which only leaves Proto Man's theme song. You may not have actually ever heard this full song if you haven't beaten Mega Man 3, because it only shows up at the very end of the game. You do of course hear Proto Man's iconic whistle at the beginning of the song before he fights you throughout the game, but he only whistles it because it's so catchy. This full Proto Man whistle song is by far my favorite song from Mega Man 3, not only because I love to listen to it so much, but also because this is another one I don't hear people talk about nearly enough. I wouldn't go as far as to call this song underrated or anything like that, but I still think it needs more praise relative to the other songs in this game, so yeah, that's why Proto Man's theme is the best song from Mega Man 3. Mega Man 4, the most underrated classic Mega Man game, has some very underrated bangers to go along with the gameplay. The title screen sadly is not one of these underrated bangers. It's not bad at all, in fact I think it's composed beautifully, and I do appreciate the cutscene at the beginning since we don't really get a lot of those in the Mega Man series, but the music that accompanies the cutscene is not banger material, I'm sorry. The stage select theme on the other hand is a banger, maybe even the best stage select theme we've heard so far, but we'll have to cover that one in another video. Mega Man 4 also has an extremely unique sound to its music similar to Mega Man 3, but I like Mega Man 4's style a lot more. Obviously, all the Mega Man games have their own unique style to an extent, and part of that is probably due to the sound fonts or some other technical jargon I know nothing about, but Mega Man 3 and 4 specifically have the most notable and apparent unique sounds, at least to me. Drill Man's theme is a good example to listen for Mega Man 4's unique style, but I actually do not like this song as much as the others. It's not bad or anything like that, and it's incredibly fitting for Drill Man's hectic stage, but it kind of stresses me out. I still like parts of it, but overall it gives me anxiety, which personally is something I have enough of. Toadman's theme is another one that is very fitting for the level design, but is still not my favorite. Again, this one certainly is not bad, but it just is not a banger, I'm sorry. Diveman's theme, on the other hand, is certainly a banger. It's not only fitting for the level design, but it's also catchy and another good example to listen for Mega Man 4's unique sound. Dustman's theme also qualifies as one of my favorites due to how ambient it sounds. There aren't too many ambient sounding tracks on the NES in general, let alone Mega Man, so this one always stuck out to me as sounding very cool. Pharaohman's theme is another certified classic. Everybody loves this song because it's amazing and one of the most iconic tracks from Mega Man 4. Maybe you could argue that most people are just biased because they like Pharaohman and think he's cool, but maybe you could also shut up. Brightman's theme may be the most underrated in my opinion because I've literally never seen anyone say it's their favorite, which is just downright offensive. It's a great song in every capacity, and more importantly, it gets stuck in my head every time I play this game, which has got to count for something, right? Ringman's theme is also a masterpiece that was probably composed by one of Mozart's descendants. A lot of the songs in Mega Man 4 feel pretty dramatic, for lack of a better word, and this one is certainly no exception. I mean dramatic in a good way, by the way, like it makes me want to beat Ringman's stage dramatic, if that makes sense. I hope it does. Skullman's theme is also beautiful and practically perfect, which is why you hear it in the background of so many of my videos, and it may even be my favorite Robot Master theme from this game. But, as you may have already guessed, it's not my favorite overall song. Before we take a listen to the Wily Castle themes though, I need to point out that the Weapon Get song in this game is the coolest in the entire series so far. I'm not sure what it is about this theme, but I've always loved it, and it's been ingrained deeply into my psyche ever since I first played this game as a 2-year-old. Like, anytime I'd walk around as a kid and find a cool stick on the ground or something, this song would play in my mind as I acquired my new weapon. Mega Man 4's boss battle theme is also one of the most menacing in the entire series, but I don't think a boss battle theme would ever be my favorite. But I guess you'll have to watch the entire video to make sure I'm not lying. Dr. Wily's Castle also has some amazing bangers, and Mega Man 4's iteration is no exception. Wily 1 is extremely catchy and typically fills Mega Man with determination as he once again takes on the evil Dr. Wily. Wily 2 steps up the dramatics significantly with another banger that should somehow make you even more determined than you were back in Wily 1. And of course, the castle ends with one final Wily battle theme, which, while great, is not going to compare very well to the other Wily Castle themes. I love all of these tracks, but shockingly, they still are not my favorite. Now, I know what you may be thinking. Hey, what the heck? You said every darn song in Mega Man 4 and you still didn't pick a favorite? What are you, some kind of troll? And first of all, no. I would never troll. But secondly, we haven't taken a look at Dr. Ballsack's castle yet. Just like the Wily castles, neither of the Cossack theme songs disappoint in any capacity. The first theme song should of course fill you with determination like the other Wily castle themes, but this one is arguably even better. But even better than that one is Dr. Cossack Stage 2. This track is just beautiful, and it's baffling to me that it was composed on an NES. You've probably heard it in the background of a lot of my videos because it's by far my favorite song from Mega Man 4 for a litany of reasons. But I don't want to waste the next 3.5 hours talking to you about how cool this song is, so I'm just gonna say Dr. Cossack Stage 2's theme song is an absolute banger and by far my favorite song from Mega Man 4. Mega Man 5 starts off with another cutscene and a theme song to fit the story set in said cutscene. I like this theme song for sure, but it's not on the same level as Mega Man 2 or 3's theme song, or really even Mega Man 1's. The stage select theme is also pretty good. It's not something I would listen to on my MP3 player or anything, but I do enjoy the tune as I select my stage. The Weapon Get theme in this game is also super powerful. I'd say the Weapon Get theme song from Mega Man 4 is a little bit better, but this one is more powerful. And by that I mean if this song got into the wrong hands somehow, it could end very poorly. Anyway, overall, I will say Mega Man 5's OST is a little bit weaker than the previous few games just on average, but that does not mean this game has no bangers. Stone Man's theme, however, is not a banger. This song is not the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life, I suppose, but I'm just not a fan. Gyro Man's theme song is just super average, like it's not bad at all, if anything is actually pretty decent, but it just feels strange. Like if this song was in another NES game, I wouldn't at any point be like, oh dang, this sounds like a Mega Man song, unlike the majority of the other tracks that we've heard. Does that make any sense at all? I hope it does. Charge Man's theme, on the other hand, is actually pretty good. I hate on Charge Man all the time in all of my videos, but just this once, we're gonna be nice to Charge Man because he has one of the better songs in Mega Man 5. And I still don't like the guy though, so don't expect me to be as nice in the next video. Wave Man's theme is just kinda there. I mean, it's not bad, I guess. I like it alright. Crystal Man's theme is one I have mixed thoughts on. I do like the song overall, but I can never tell if I'm just biased because the level is a beautiful masterpiece. But you can hear more about my thoughts on beautiful Mega Man levels in this video right here. Starman's theme is another basic one, but I like this one a lot. It seems more nostalgic for some reason than a lot of the other themes, but maybe that's just because it's also in that one Mega Man anime that I also made a video on recently. Gravity Man's theme song, on the other hand, is just undebatably a banger. It's a little bit more relaxed than the majority of Mega Man songs you might hear from the other games, but it fits this level perfectly on top of being a catchy tune. But it's still not my favorite Robot Master theme. That would have to go to Napalm Man's theme song. I know this stage is controversial for being banned in both the Vietnam and the other side of my room, but I gotta say, the theme song is the best Robot Master theme in the entire game. It's very simple and catchy on top of fitting the level well, which is a combination that all great songs need to have in order to succeed. But once Mega Man is able to succeed in defeating all those Robot Masters, he gets to move on to Proto Man's castle, which is actually Dr. Wily's castle disguised as Proto Man's castle, but whatever. Proto Man's castle theme used to be my favorite in all of Mega Man 5, and part of this is because I haven't heard many people talk about it. To be fair, I don't really use the internet nowadays outside of making these Mega Man episode things and watching funny cats videos, but back when I used to be a regular internet user, I never heard anyone talk about how cool Proto Man's castle theme was. Everybody was too busy listening to this thing called Gangnam Style. But despite this song undoubtedly being a banger, it's still not the best from Mega Man 5. That honor would of course have to go to the Wily Castle theme. This song is beautiful and has the vibe of finally gearing up to defeat Dr. Wily once and for all. For the 5th time. This song is also the reason I was hesitant to call Mega Man 5's soundtrack as a whole underwhelming. I feel like pound for pound against any other Mega Man soundtracks, it's not going to hold up very well, but the bangers in Mega Man 5 are certainly bangers and they hold up great. For example, Wily's Castle theme. I mean, this is one of the best songs on the NES, but whatever. I guess we'll have to discover that once and for all whenever I release my video on the top 10 NES music tracks. And it's already filmed, so don't even try telling me you don't want to see it. Mega Man 6's overall soundtrack seems to continue the trend of being more relaxing as opposed to upbeat, similar to how Mega Man 5 was, but unlike Mega Man 5, this soundtrack is not going to be called underwhelming anytime soon. Well, maybe by morons or something, but who would listen to those guys? Mega Man 6's theme song is a pretty good representation of this because while it is a bit dramatic and slow, it still sounds great and does a good job of setting up the hype for Mega Man 6. This stage select theme is also commonly referred to as the best stage select theme song in the entire NES, and while I don't know if I'd go that far, it definitely is a banger. Blizzard Man's theme song is a good example to look at just to see how the majority of these songs really are. Not only is it a catchy banger, but it also fits the stage perfectly, which is why pretty much every single track in Mega Man 6 manages to accomplish. Flame Man's theme is another good example of this. It's not even my favorite theme or anything, but it is one of the most fitting songs for the level in all of Mega Man. Even Plant Man's Cursed stage has an appropriate theme song that isn't too hard to listen to, I guess. Sure, it does drive me completely insane when paired with actually playing Plant Man's stage, but the song itself is not that bad. Wind Man's stage, in my opinion, is probably the weakest Robot Master theme in Mega Man 6, and it's still at least a 7 out of 10. I don't even know why I like it less than the others, but I do, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, so yeah. Yamato Man's theme is another catchy banger. It's not my favorite, but it is what it is, and I'm glad it is. The Centaur Man's stage starts out almost like a lullaby, but quickly throws you into things just like Centaur Man's stage starts out fairly simple and quickly throws you into an upside down water room that defies physics. Nightman's theme is one of my favorites of all time, but I'm sure I'm biased due to being madly in love with Nightman. There's just something about the medieval vibe of both the song and the map that combine for one of the best Mega Man experiences in the entire series. My favorite Robot Master theme, however, has got to be Tomahawk Man's theme. This song has no business being anywhere near as good as it is, but Yuko Takihara does not care about average video game compositions and decided to make one of the greatest video game soundtracks of all time. If you thought this was good, though, wait until we enter Mr. X's Evil Fortress. Sure, it does only have one song that plays throughout the entire castle, but the song happens to be a masterpiece, so we'll live. You've certainly heard this in the background in my videos before if you're a subscriber, and if you're not a subscriber, well, I hate you. But Mr. X's theme doesn't even hold a candle to Dr. Wily's fortress theme. Not only did Dr. Wily prepare a completely separate fortress for Mega Man to destroy just in case his identity was discovered, but he also made sure to have yet another banger of a theme song accompanying the castle. Most of the Wily Castle themes throughout the NES Mega Man games try to convey a sense of determination and finality, since Mega Man is attempting to stop Dr. Wily once and for all, for the 6th time. But this theme does the best job of that by far, yet it's still not my favorite song from Mega Man 6. And that's because the actual Wily boss battle theme is somehow even better. The fact that the NES is even capable of producing such sound waves is a modern day miracle that should be studied carefully by our top scientists. All of the previous struggles from the other Mega Man games all accumulate into this epic finale song. This is the final song that plays in the final Mega Man game on the NES right as you're taking on Wily for the final time. Well, I guess it's always the final time if you haven't been spoiled on Mega Man's story, but I'm sure you get what I'm trying to say at this point. Dr. Wily's final battle theme is an epic banger and by far the best song from Mega Man 6. With the NES games taken care of, it's now time to move on to the future of the Mega Man games that were able to utilize more than the 5 mono channels on the old Rico 2A03. Now, you would think this would mean that there are way more bangers in these newer Mega Man games, but I guess we'll have to find out. Mega Man 7 is often overlooked in comparison to the other Mega Man games, which is a real shame because this is one of the most solid and well-made entries in the entire franchise, and the music is a big contributor to this. Mega Man 7's original soundtrack is one of the best soundtracks from any Mega Man game, and while I don't know if I would call it the best, maybe we could find out in another video. You already know how I feel about the intro stage theme, considering how often it plays in the background of my videos, and the stage select theme is also extremely iconic. It's not my favorite stage select theme, but it's more deeply engraved into my brain than most of the others, even if I like the others more. Even the password theme song feels like it's more iconic than Mega Man 7 as a whole, weirdly, and no, I will not elaborate further. The first 4 Robot Masters all have absolute bangers of theme songs, of course. Freeze Man's theme is a cool Arctic melody that somehow manages to be relaxing and motivating at the same time. Junkman's theme has no business being a mere level theme for a Super Nintendo game due to how great it sounds. Burstman's theme is the perfect representation of Mega Man music from the NES, adapting to the Super Nintendo's new hardware, and everybody likes Cloudman's theme. At least as far as I know. Before I talk about the other Robot Master themes though, I do want to mention how good the Robot Museum theme is. This song is a remix of Gutsman's theme, Heatman's theme, and Snakeman's theme all put together into one track that sounds amazing. Because it's a remix and not really an original track, not many people talk about this song as much as some of the others, but this is one of my favorite Mega Man tracks in general. It's very relaxing and fitting for a literal Robot Museum where you can see some of Dr. Wily's previous creations, though I will say the level is a bit challenging. I usually die here at least once before I get to the boss, which sucks. Just make sure you get max lives before taking on this challenging stage. Slash Man's theme is the only redeeming quality from that freak and his atrocious stage. I don't actually hate Slash Man or anything, he just kind of freaks me out, but it's really easy to forget about that when you're entranced by his theme song. Spring Man's theme, on the other hand, I actually don't like all that much. It's not horrible, I guess, but I don't like how it sounds like carnival music. I understand why it sounds like carnival music, but as someone who's not the biggest carnival music connoisseur, I can't really get behind Springman's theme. Turbo Man's theme is a bit better, I guess, but I don't like that one either. Again, it's definitely not a bad piece of music, but when compared to what we've been listening to, it almost hurts my ears. Almost. Shade Man's theme, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. I love this theme song, and it is absolutely perfect for this Halloween vampire level. There is no other song that could possibly fit this level as well as this theme song does, but that did not stop Capcom from adding a music Easter egg to this stage. If you hold down the B button when selecting Shade Man's stage, it'll actually play a Ghosts and Goblins remix instead. This remix is also great, but it's honestly a shame that it had to be on the one stage with the best bass music in the game, like instead of Springman stage or something. Moving on to the Wily Castle though, this game does something that I wish the rest of the series would copy, which is having a unique theme for every single level of Dr. Wily's castle. Stage 1 is the entrance to the castle, and the slow buildup of the music is the perfect fit for Mega Man's arrival. This is one of the more atmospheric songs in the game, which I think is great, but it also starts to sound like a Mega Man X styled song as it continues on, which obviously is good. Wily 2 stage gives us an equally amazing song that's also atmospheric. Wait, is that even a word? I actually don't know, and I'm far too deep to Google it now, so I'm just gonna refrain from saying that ever again. This song is once again great though, as the majority of Dr. Wily's castle stage themes are. Wily Stage 3 continues this trend by giving us one of the best sounding Mega Man songs ever made. Mega Man 7's Wily Castle is one of the hardest in the game, which is why you really only ever hear complaints about it, but I'm telling you, not only is it not nearly as hard as everyone says, but also, when you have music as well crafted and fitting as this in the background, you really don't have any excuse for not being able to beat this castle, other than not being subscribed to me, of course, since we all know my subscribers are among the best Mega Man gamers of all time. The final stage of Wily's Castle does not disappoint either, and really nails the feeling of being on the final stage before taking down the evil Dr. Wily once and for all, for the 7th time. But if you were impressed by those tracks and the fact that every single level of the Wily Castle had its own theme, wait until you find out about the Wily Machine, which I'll tell you about right now. First of all, the Wily Machine itself has its own epic theme song that sounds like a better version of the boss battle theme. Mega Man 7 didn't have to make this extra theme song, but they did, and it sounds great. But just in case that wasn't enough, they also added another unique theme for the final Wily capsule. Another banger for sure, and on top of that, I'm pretty sure this is also the song that was used in Mega Man The Power Fighters when you have to battle Dr. Wily's capsule as well, but I could be wrong, so don't get mad at me if I am, please. Mega Man 7's ending has its own proper theme song that once again slaps. I will say though, this is not my favorite song in the game. We've actually already looked at my favorite song, which is Shade Man's theme. I know this is probably a bit surprising considering I've been choosing the Wily Castle themes, and Mega Man 7's Wily Castle has some of the best music in the game when it comes to Wily Castle themes, but Shade Man's theme is just way too good to ignore. I will say though, this has been the hardest choice so far in this video because I really did want to pick Wily 3 or even Wily 1 as the best, but at the end of the day, I have to go with Shade Man's theme as the best song from Mega Man 7, which means if I ever catch any of you doing that Ghosts and Goblins Easter egg, well, I don't know, but I'll certainly do something about it. Mega Man 8 and I have a rocky past, as I've made fun of this game many times in my videos. I've also said before that I actually like Mega Man 8 and I don't have any problem with it at all, which leaves the majority of my viewers confused. Well, I'm not going to be clarifying that anytime soon, but I will say Mega Man 8's music is not only just as good as every other Mega Man game, but it honestly has some of the best songs in the entire series. The game starts off with an anime cutscene accompanied by a pretty nice sounding music track, which is quickly followed by an even better song for the actual title screen. The stage select theme song, on the other hand, I think may be the best stage select screen in the entire series. I know I've said that more than once during this video, but this time I actually mean it. For real this time. Taking inspiration from Mega Man 7, Mega Man 8 decides to have an intro stage as well, with an amazing song included along with. The Mega Man 7 intro stage is certainly more iconic, but this one somehow sounds even better. And this is something Mega Man 8 fans should appreciate because it's not very often that this game has anything objectively better than the others. There is also an underwater section of this level, however, with a much less objectively amazing theme song, but we're just gonna move on. Cutman and Woodman make an appearance as well in this game, each with their own theme song. Both of the themes are just remakes of the originals, but they both sound great. I would say Woodman's theme is maybe a little bit better than Cutman's theme, at least in this game, but they're both good, so who cares. Tingu Man's theme, at least on the PlayStation 1, I actually do not like. It's rare for Mega Man 8 to have a straight up bad song, but I would have to say this is one of them. The Sega Saturn version does sound a little bit better, but I don't think anyone actually has a Sega Saturn in real life, which means no one has ever heard this version at all, except for me, and I listened to the song illegally online. Clown Man stage is more of that carnival music I do not like, but I guess it is more fitting here than it was back in Spring Man stage. Grenade Man's theme, on the other hand, once again brings us back into banger territory, and no, it's not just because this guy is a literal hand grenade. Frost Man's theme takes things up another level though. As painstakingly horrible as Jump Jump Slide Slide is to endure, the music that plays in the background never gets old, and thank God for that, because I think there would be many more psych ward patients out there if Frostman switched theme songs with Clown Man or something. Duo also has his own theme song, but it's nothing special. It has a lot of high-pitched horns to the point where it almost sounds like a bad Mega Man X song. Wait, what? You guys don't even know who Duo is? Well, that's just blatantly disrespectful. The Swordman's theme is very cool and conveys the ruins of his stage very well, but for some reason it sounds like a Game Boy Advance song to me. Like, it doesn't sound like any specific Game Boy Advance song I've ever heard before, but like, it just sounds to me like it came out of Game Boy Advance speakers as opposed to a PlayStation 1 or a Sega Saturn, if that makes sense. Searchman's theme is very clearly from the PlayStation 1 though, and it sounds super cool. It almost gives me Battle Network or Star Force vibes, but I haven't played those games all that much, so I might just be unfamiliar with them and making a fool of myself, so let's hope I'm not. Regardless, Searchman's song is great. Astroman's theme is pretty cool too though, but it feels a bit bland when you hear it right after any other song from Mega Man 8, and unfortunately for Astroman's theme, it is surrounded by other songs from Mega Man 8. Aquaman's theme song, on the other hand, is probably my favorite Robomaster song in this entire game. Frostman's theme is certainly a close second, but Aquaman's theme is just way cooler, which is ironic because Frostman is pretty cold, and it's also ironic because Aquaman is a nerd. The Wily Castle once again has some of the best music in the whole game, which turns out to be necessary due to another jump jump slide slide section in Wily 1. Wily 1's theme sounds like it could legitimately be part of a modern day anime soundtrack though, which some would consider to be a great accomplishment and others a great shame. Wily 2 steps things up a notch with an even cooler sounding song that I've put in the background of probably over half of my Mega Man videos. Wily 3's theme changes the tone to a more dark and sinister feeling as you dive deeper into the evil castle, and Wily 4's theme admittedly is a little bit worse than the others, but it is nerve-wracking, which I guess is something Dr. Wily wanted Mega Man to feel, which makes it fitting, I guess? I don't know, that's probably a stretch. But once you beat the game and get to the credits, we're presented with the best song from Mega Man 8. I know this is a very unpopular opinion, but I've literally never heard a single person say they like this song, so I think it's about time it gets some recognition. I of course love Aquaman's theme, Frostman's theme, the Wily Castle themes, and even the Stage Select theme a ton, but this one is just significantly more underrated while being just as good as those others, which is why I think surprisingly the credits has the best song from Mega Man 8. But really the reason I think it's the best song is because when you hear it, you know you're finally finished playing Mega Man 8. Oh yeah, you already know what time it is. It's Rockman and Forte time. The best game ever created by humankind with an epic soundtrack to go with it. This theme song is a banger. The character selection song is a banger. The intro stage theme song is even more of a banger than both the intro stage themes for Mega Man 7 and 8 combined. This is also the stage with these flame enemies that are definitely not Mets. Just felt the need to point that out. The stage select screen is a banger. The boss battle theme, banger, best in the entire series. And the CD database theme song is such a beautiful ambient work of art that I'm surprised it has not been sampled by a flock of SoundCloud rappers. Seriously though, Rockman and Forte may have my absolute favorite overall soundtrack out of any Mega Man game ever. How could anyone not jam to Dynamo Man's theme while riding the conveyor belt, or to Cold Man's stage while trying not to freeze in his severe weather conditions? Ground Man's theme is a banger. Pirate Man's theme, banger. Astro Man's theme, banger. I could go on and on, but to be honest, we already all know I'm biased and love Rockman and Forte, so I'm gonna save all of you some time and go ahead and say the best song from this stage is the Final King stage. All of the music in this game has a ton of bass due to his main character appearance in this very game, but King's final stage is the best example of how to use it effectively. I'm honestly still in utter disbelief that a Super Nintendo was able to produce such a sound, but here we are. Rockman and Forte has the best video game soundtrack of all time, and the Final King stage is the best song from Rockman and Forte. Mega Man 9 of course brings us all the way back down to 8-bits, which is going to have an impact on the music. Luckily for Mega Man 9, this franchise does not seem to have any problems sounding good in only 8 bits. The title screen is of course a great example of this because we quickly find out that Mega Man 9 fits in perfectly with the rest of the series in every way we could have possibly hoped for. The music in this game is already notorious for being amazing though, so let's just do a quick run through of all the highlights. Tornado Man's theme was many of our first introductions to Mega Man 9, and I think this was a great choice because it simultaneously slaps and represents what you're getting into with Mega Man 9 very well. Hornet Man stage is another banger that's never going to get old no matter how many videos in a row I decide to put it in the background, and same goes for Magma Man stage. I'd even go as far as to say Magma Man stage is a little bit more fitting than Hornet Man stage, but honestly every single track in this game fits the level it was designed for perfectly. Splash Woman's theme is the perfect example of this. It's one of the best songs in all of Mega Man, and anyone who listens to it can probably guess it's meant for an underwater level, and an actual good one, not like those crummy crummy underwater levels you get from the Mario Brothers, but things really start to heat up once we get into the Wily Castle. Wily 1's theme was globally praised by every single Mega Man player once Mega Man 9 released for many years to come. You don't hear as many people talking about how good Wily 1 for Mega Man 9 is nowadays, but I'm telling you, when this game released, people were saying it was the Mega Man 2 Wily 1 killer. But we see how well that worked out, so Wily 2, in my opinion, is equally as good and just another great track in Mega Man 9's soundtrack. This one makes me feel a little bit more determined to take out Dr. Wily, but I don't think this one was used on as many MySpace walls as Wily 1's theme. Wily 3's theme starts to get a little bit worse with an intro that I really don't like, but once that finishes up, the song is really good. I mean, it is a Wily Castle theme though, so I don't know what else you expected. Wily Stage 4's theme is the worst of these, but it's not that bad. You don't hear much of this song since you're busy doing the refights, which is why it's much less complex and, well, less good. But that doesn't make it bad by any means. Also, before I forget, Fake Man's theme is also in the game, it's there, and it's surprisingly decent. If this was switched with one of the main Robomaster theme songs before launch, I don't think anyone would have complained about a dip in quality, which is impressive considering Mega Man 9's lineup of Robomaster themes. But a choice still has to be made, and the best song from Mega Man 9 is indeed Splash Woman's theme song. I hate to do it to old Wily 1's theme, but Splash Woman's theme is just better, okay? This was once again a pretty difficult choice, but you guys don't care about that, so let's just declare Splash Woman's theme the best and move on. Mega Man 10, or as me and my subscribers like to call it, Mega Man 9 2, has just as good of a soundtrack as Mega Man 9, but maybe like 0.1% worse or better depending on who you ask. The title screen, of course, is another good example of this. Clearly it sounds good and similar to Mega Man 9's style, but it's hard to say if it's better or worse than Mega Man 9's theme, which is going to be a running pattern with this game. Pump Man's theme is a good one to start with because it's one of the most unique and I like it a lot. It's very mellow and fitting for the stage in general, but more importantly, it's super catchy and sounds good. Chill Man's theme is also pretty chill. Man, it's not the best Ice theme that the Mega Man franchise has ever produced, but it certainly does not disappoint when compared amongst the other Ice themes or the other songs from Mega Man 10. Solar Man's theme has a similar feeling to Magma Man's theme, but this one is a little bit better if you're asking me, which you are. But Nitro Man's theme is probably the best out of all the Robomaster themes. It sounds really rad, and really it was this game's version of Mega Man 9's Wily 1, the way all the Mega Man fans got together and worshipped it when the game first released. I'd honestly even say that this theme is maybe less overrated than Wily 1 for Mega Man 9, but both of these themes are good enough to be difficult to refer to as overrated in general. Mega Man 10's Dr. Wily Stage 1, though, is also a certified banger. I could listen to this one all day as opposed to Mega Man 9's Dr. Wily Stage 1 theme, which I could only listen to for a couple of hours. Also, I hope I haven't confused you guys with all this Mega Man 10 Dr. Wily Stage 1 and Mega Man 9 Dr. Wily Stage 1 talk. Who am I kidding? This is extremely straightforward. Wily Stage 2's theme almost sounds like a boss battle theme song with how intense it is, especially at the start, but I am a huge fan of this one. Usually the only thing you hear about Wily Stage 2 from Mega Man 10 is how hard this level is, but the only thing you're going to hear about it from me in this video is how hard the song goes. Wily Stage 3 theme also goes hard and starts off pretty intense like the last one, but it ends up easing out as it plays. Wily 4, on the other hand, almost sounds like a remix of Wily 4 theme from Mega Man 2, which, while cool, is a little bit stressful considering how disgusting that purple stage is. I do like this theme a lot more than the one from Mega Man 2 though, despite being a huge Mega Man 2 fanboy, so if I see any comments calling me biased, I'm just gonna delete them and pretend like I didn't. I'll just blame YouTube. It glitches all the time. No one will ever know. But my favorite song from this game is surprisingly Dr. Wily Stage 5. This is one of the coolest songs in the game, and you don't hear many songs like this in the Mega Man series, so I've always enjoyed it a lot whenever I do get to beat Mega Man 10. Not only is it obviously fitting for the level, but it's also super refreshing after all the intense stuff from before. I will say, Wily 1 and Nitro Man's theme are extremely good, and it was hard not to choose them as the best, but I do not hear enough love for Wily 5's theme, which is why I'm choosing it as the best song from Mega Man 10. Mega Man 11 is going to be a strange entry on this list because while I love Mega Man 11 and think it's a lot better than most people give it credit for, I've gotta say the music is most definitely its weakest point. The title screen naturally is a good example of this. It sounds fine, I guess, and there's nothing particularly wrong with it, but when you compare this to every single other title screen we've heard in the series so far, it seems a bit underwhelming and generic. Blockman's theme is another good example of this. Sure, it sounds fine, and I don't have any grudges against this song or anything, but it just sounds generic and unlike a lot of Mega Man music. I feel like if Blast Man's theme was leaked before Mega Man 11 was announced, no one will be able to guess it was from a future Mega Man game, which is a running theme with a lot of these songs, sadly. That's not to say that all Mega Man music should sound the same or anything like that, but as a Mega Man fan, I'm not used to such generic music and it's a little off-putting at times. Fuse Man's theme, on the other hand, is actually pretty decent and it at least kinda has that Mega Man feel to it, but this is about as good as it gets as far as Robot Master themes go in this game. I'm pretty sure this was also the song used to show the game off, just like Tornado Man's theme was used for Mega Man 9, and while they certainly picked the best song from Mega Man 11 to use for this, it's still not really comparable to what Tornado Man's theme did for Mega Man 9's trailer. Even Wily 1's theme is a bit underwhelming, and this theme was used not just for Wily 1, but for the entire castle. I guess we were starting to take the fact that we got a new theme for every single Wily stage for granted, but having one song for the whole castle is something that no other Mega Man game has ever done. Not even Mega Man 1! And this song is fine, it is definitely one of the best in this game, but it just goes to show that Mega Man 11's music seems to be the main thing holding this game back from being as generally well received as every other Mega Man game to ever release. That being said, I'm going to pick another weird song for my favorite, being the ending theme. You obviously don't hear this song a lot considering it's the ending theme, but I like it a lot. It's one of the few songs from Mega Man 11 that sounds great and also feels appropriate for what it is. It does give me some more Star Force and Battle Network vibes and maybe even a hint of Command Mission X, but regardless, it at least sounds like a Mega Man song, which is more than I can say about most of the songs from Mega Man 11. Again, I like Mega Man 11 a ton, just to be clear, and I don't want to just sit here and complain and hate on it, but the music just simply is not up to par, which is pretty sad. Maybe we could talk about that more in depth in another video if you guys really want to hear it, but regardless, the ending theme is the best theme song from Mega Man 11. Those were the best songs from every Mega Man game, 1 through 11. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video because this was one that was super requested by my comment section. I would not have made this video if it weren't for you guys in the comment section, so hopefully you guys down there enjoyed it and you don't just tell me I'm wrong and stupid and a degenerate because, well, we all know everything I say is objectively correct anyway, right?